It's your Maize and Blue review update for Friday, January the 19th. And we get it going. Talking about Jim Harbaugh. Will he stay at Michigan or will he go to the NFL? That's been the question for a while now. Harbaugh interviewed with the LA Chargers earlier this week on Monday. On Tuesday, Harbaugh interviewed with the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, Michigan is still trying to keep the national championship coach in Ann Arbor. Yahoo Sports reports this week that Harbaugh seeks protection in his next U of M contract regarding possible future NCAA punishment. There are still currently 7 NFL openings: the Chargers and Falcons, Commanders, Panthers, Seahawks, Raiders, and Titans. Here's NFL reporter Albert Breer on the Dan Patrick Show.
You think the Chargers' job is his if he wants it, Albert?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I think like the context of that's going to be important, right? Like, so I think a lot of it is going to come down to, how it looks and how things are set up. And
Albert Breer on the Dan Patrick Show. Chargers still interviewing candidates. Mike Vrabel interviewed yesterday, and Lions OC Ben Johnson is scheduled to interview for the Panthers and Commanders today, and then the Chargers and Seahawks tomorrow. Speaking of the Lions, they host the Bucs in the NFL Divisional Playoff Sunday. Former Wolverine Aiden Hutchinson is the only NFL player since they started tracking those stats in 2006 to log 5 quarterback hits and 2 sacks in 3 straight games. Michigan won the national championship less than 2 weeks ago at NRG Stadium in Houston. Michigan football put out a tweet yesterday saying that Michigan is the first FBS team to hold 15 different opponents under 25 points in a single season since Minnesota in 1903. Michigan freshman corner Jair Hill was honored by his hometown of Kankakee, Illinois, with a sign saying, "Home of Jair Hill, University of Michigan 2023 college football national champion." Here's a Michigan football recruiting update. The Wolverines signed 27 players in the early 2024 signing period. The 24 class is ranked 13th overall by Rivals.com. Michigan with a recent add and subtraction for its 2025 recruiting class. 4-star tight end Eli Owens, the add. Owens is from Alcoa, Tennessee, and he has offers from Alabama, OSU, and Tennessee. The loss is DB prospect Chris Ewald Jr., who decommitted this week from the Maize and Blue. So Michigan with 3 commits for 25 right now. Owens, DN Bobby Kanka from Howell, Michigan, and quarterback Carter Smith out of Florida. Smith was named the 23 Gatorade Player of the Year in Florida this month. U of M has added a pair of players so far out of the transfer portal. Linebacker Ja'Shawn Barnum from Maryland and former Northwestern guard Josh Preeb. In other portal news, Michigan hosted former Northwestern defensive back Rod Hurd and Wake Forest wideout Jamal Banks recently. Hurd committed to Notre Dame, and Banks picks Nebraska. Michigan with 6 players that have put their names in the portal. They include Amarian Walker, Darius Clemens, Jake Thaw, C.J. Stokes, Cameron Calhoun, and linebacker Joey Velasquez. Stokes lands with former Michigan analyst Biff Poggi at Charlotte, and Clemens heads back to the Northwest to play for Oregon State. Walker indicates this week that he's going to Ole Miss. The Michigan basketball team drops a 15-point decision to Illinois last night at Chrysler Center. 88-73 the final. U of M was down by 1 at the half, but the Fighting Illini 17-2 run in the second half was the difference. Terrace Reed Jr. had 20 points to lead the Wolverines. Olivier Kamwa scored 16 and Doug McDaniel 14. Illinois' Coleman Hawkins led all scorers with 21 points. And 10 boards. Michigan falls to 7-11 overall on the season, and its Big Ten record sits at 2-5. Michigan will play next this Tuesday at number 2, Purdue. That's the latest on Michigan. Stay tuned for Good Afternoon Michigan Football at the top of the hour. And for the latest on U of M, go to the MaizeandBlueReview.com or go to Michigan.Rivals.com.